Welcome back to another episode of You're Not Crazy, You're Exhausted. This is Tiffany. I'm a board certified and licensed nutritionist. And today we're talking about something that frustrates so many people with thyroid conditions, including myself. You may be eating well, exercising consistently, and doing all the right things, but the scale won't budge. Your body composition isn't changing and you're losing strength instead of gaining it. The truth is, your thyroid doesn't just affect your metabolism, it affects your muscle mass, your recovery from exercise, that energy production, and ultimately how your body stores and builds your lean tissue. So, today we're going to talk about that connection between thyroid function and body composition, why strength training is one of the best things you can do for your thyroid, why recovery matters just as much as the exercise itself, and why focusing only on the number on the scale can actually work against your goals. So, the first part I want to talk about is the thyroid as the metabolic master regulator. Your thyroid hormones regulate every cell in your body, how it uses that energy. So, when thyroid function slows, your metabolism doesn't simply burn fewer calories, it becomes less efficient at producing energy, repairing tissue, and maintaining that muscle. So, this means that you may experience fatigue, reduced exercise tolerance, muscle weakness, slower recovery, increased fat storage, and of course, the difficulty with losing weight. Many people assume hypothyroidism causes weight gain because maybe you're just eating too much or you're too lazy. In reality, much of the early weight gain comes from changes in fluid balance, slower metabolism, reduced activity due to fatigue, and over time, a gradual loss of lean muscle mass. All of this takes some time for it to come out. And that's important because muscle is one of the most metabolically active tissues in the body. So protecting that muscle becomes key critical and one of the most important strategies for supporting your long-term metabolic health. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is that muscle is more than just strength. And when people hear about building muscle, they picture bodybuilders and they don't want to get too bulky. I hear that from women, but muscle is more than aesthetics. Muscle acts like a metabolic sponge. It's a metabolic engine. It improves your insulin sensitivity. It helps regulate your blood sugar, supports healthy aging, improves your balance, protects your bone density, and increases that resting metabolic rate. So, for women, especially beginning in our 30s, we naturally lose muscle every decade unless we're intentionally working to maintain it. And if you have hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's or entering into perimenopause or menopause, that process accelerates. And this is why body composition matters more than body weight. You could weigh the exact same as you did 10 years ago, but have significantly less muscle and more body fat. And that regular scale, the standard scale, does not tell you that. Body composition tells you how much of your weight is muscle, fat, bone, and water, and that provides a much clearer picture of your health and your metabolism. In my practice, I often encourage clients to celebrate gaining muscle or at least maintaining muscle, even if the scale doesn't move much, because improving your body composition is one of the best predictors of long-term health and aging. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is why strength training is essential for your thyroid health. One of the biggest mistakes I see people with thyroid issues do is they jump on the treadmill, they jump on the elliptical trainer, and they do endless cardio because they think they need to burn more calories. And this is all down out of desperation. I've done it, and I'm sure a lot of you have done this as well. But excessive cardio, especially when combined with under eating, restrictive calories, this will increase your stress hormones and make recovery much more difficult. Strength training sends a completely different message to the body. It tells your body, we need this muscle, let's keep it. So, resistance training stimulates muscle protein synthesis, improves your insulin sensitivity, strengthens your bones, and helps preserve lean tissue during this weight loss process. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. 2 to 4 sessions per week using weights, resistance bands, or even your own body weight, these exercises can make a tremendous difference over time. And as their muscle improves, many people notice better energy, improved glucose control, greater functional strength, and often an easier time maintaining a healthy body weight. And the goal isn't to become a bodybuilder, unless, of course, that is your goal, and that's totally fine. The goal is to build a resilient metabolism for everyday life. Now, this is kind of the interesting part and something that people overlook. We need to understand how important our recovery is, and this is where progress happens. We overlook it all the time. We don't get stronger during the actual workouts. It's what happens in between. You get stronger during your recovery. That exercise creates a great stimulus for this, and the recovery is when your body repairs the muscle tissue and starts to help with adaptation. If you're sleeping poorly, under eating your protein, especially restricting calories too aggressively, or living under chronic, unrelenting stress, your body has fewer resources available for that recovery. So, for people with thyroid conditions, recovery can take even longer because thyroid hormones help regulate protein synthesis, tissue repair, and energy production. And here are some common signs that you may not be recovering well. I used to have all of this, but did I listen? No. Now I do, and I hope you do too. So if you have persistent soreness, worsening fatigue, declining performance, like during your exercise, trouble sleeping, insomnia or wanting to sleep all the time, increased cravings and feeling exhausted instead of energized after a workout, this is a sign your recovery sessions need a little bit more help. Recovery includes quality sleep, adequate calories, sufficient protein, good hydration, stress management, and allowing time between hard workouts. Remember, more exercise isn't always better. Better recovery often leads to better results. Now, let's talk about the last thing. This is probably the most difficult thing for a lot of women out there, but stop chasing the magic number. Stop chasing that weight and start building your health. One of the most empowering shifts you can make is moving your focus away from simply losing weight or getting to a certain number on the scale toward improving your body composition. This is going to be so much more beneficial for you and your longevity as well. So ask yourself these things. Am I getting stronger? Am I preserving or building muscle? Is my energy improving? How is my waist circumference? Is that decreasing? Are my labs improving? Do I feel more capable and stronger in my daily life? These are often better markers of progress than just the number on the scale. Many people with thyroid conditions become discouraged because the changes happen so slowly when you're looking at the scale only. But if you're gaining muscle while you're losing fat, your body is becoming much healthier, even if your weight stays relatively the same. And remember, muscle is an investment. It supports your metabolism, mobility, independence, and overall quality of life for decades to come. It is so important. Now, if there's one message I hope you take away today, it is this: your thyroid health and your body composition are deeply connected. A healthy thyroid supports muscle maintenance and energy production. Healthy muscle supports your metabolic health, your blood sugar balance, and long-term resilience. Rather than trying to eat less and exercise more, focus on enough high-quality protein, lifting weights consistently, or using resistance bands or your body weight. Prioritize your recovery and track your improvements to strength and body composition. Because the goal isn't just to weigh less. The goal is to become stronger, healthier, and more metabolically resistant. All right. Now, thanks for joining me today. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who feels stuck despite doing all the things they feel are that they're doing right. And if you would like to improve your thyroid health and everything around your body composition, I want you to comment below. Let me know, and I'll reach out and we can talk about the next steps that you can jump into and get your total health reset.